Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Captain's Wildlife Show.
Oh, you're doing the Kirk thing.
Will somebody fix my chair?
Yeah. That's fair. I should expect that. I gotta fix my lighting. Hi, everybody.
Didn't even mean to have Kirk here today.
Hey, guys, save it for the show.
This is the show.
No. I mean the...
Oh, yeah.
I mean the show.
Giving the chapel the awesome hair and then like changing it. Yeah, it's very interesting. I have so many issues with the accents in this episode. Save it for the show, Danae.
I'm just looking at the comments and I'm going to save them for later, like we usually do.
Save them. I'm
also going to take these off because since we're in the same room, it freaks me out now.
Oh, because you can hear my voice twice?
Yeah. Oh. Well, there's actually a delay because I can hear myself from the show.
Yeah, that's got to be really annoying.
It's really strange.
Let's
Hi,
not do
everybody.
That. Hello, everybody.
Hope you had a good weekend. And where we are, it's finally starting to cool down a little bit from the heat wave. So how is your guys' temperatures around the places? Are you done with the suffering summer yet?
Captain's Pod Weathercast. That's what you come here for. Weather updates, people. Space weather.
We are streaming on multiple places right now. And should we talk about the things that are going to be coming up, or just say that for the announcement for the podcast?
No. We can tell people now. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the locations are changing.
Some of you guys know this already because Ian and I have started to do some gaming streaming on my Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/Danae Says. If you want to go and watch us play, I think we played Baldur's Gate. If you watch Friday, it was on Friday, yeah?
Yes. Yes, we went live on Friday to play.
So that was the first.
Baldur's Gate and then Minecraft and then Polytopia.
We'd already talked about this on that platform, but we're going to tell you guys about it right now on this platform. And then we're going to be taking steps to move Captain's Pod away from the CSP and YouTube. And we're going to be moving it over to our own YouTube channel. We're going to be having our own Discord, our own Patreon. So essentially, Captain's Pod is going solo.
It's going to be its own little thing. It's going to be branching out into the world. Now it's leaving the nest.
It's leaving the dock. It's leaving the space station.
It's undocking and it is moving. Yeah. It is moving to higher warp speeds.
You're finding out first because, actually, you're not finding out first. There are some people who watch that live show on Friday that know about this already, but we're making it kind of more official. So here's what to know. For those of you who are getting just the podcast, or that's like the main thing that you get, that feed will not be changing. But then the other links and all of that will be changing. We're going to have a more put together audio piece that's going to start airing at the end of this episode's podcast in your RSS feed. And then we'll also put the blast out to all episodes. So anybody who's new to Captain's Pod, no matter whether you're listening on the podcast now or any of the past stuff, you will have all the information and we will post it all of the places that you will need to find it. So on Discord, we'll put links there. We'll put it in the description of the podcast, etc., so that you know where to find all of the live links and that kind of thing. But
we're telling you live people first because you're the people that it will affect the most, because we'll be streaming to the Danae Says Twitch channel and to a different YouTube channel. So if you watch us on YouTube, we'll be in a different place, but we will give you links and such so that you can still join in on the live show.
Yep. So it's all good, no worries, but we've been talking about, doing kind of stepping out on our own for a little while, and the time has come. So we're really excited and we hope that it's a smooth transition for you guys. So that is the biggest announcement for right now.
Other than I
what?
3D printed this clip, this carabiner. Look at that.
This is our life now, guys.
The first one I made broke because I made it from the wrong material.
Our life is that Ian is going to be like, but wait, there's more. And then just hold up their next random 3D print.
Wait, there's something else. I have a baseball.
That's not a 3D print.
No, this isn't a 3D print. No, this isn't a 3D print. No, this came from New Hampshire 14 years ago, and I just found it. So it's Good news. Good news day all around.
Whoo.
Change is good. I like change, Mark.
Yes, change is important. It's something that we've always kind of wondered if/when it would be time to kind of do a little bit of a undocking situation, and that we're excited that it's now. So yeah, and change can be really good and fresh. So yeah. No, we are. No, it's. I mean, I guess it grows.
It is technically longer than last week because you haven't had a haircut. So yes.
Yeah, but my hair grows extremely slow.
Mm-hmm.
But
mine's growing pretty fast, actually. So mine might look a bit different. It's a bit floppy. This is a productless look, and I think it goes with Paul Wesley's Shatner quite well.
Ian did cut his hair. I just put my hair down, and when we first start the show, sometimes it like has a little bit of curl in it because I had it up in a bun. That's it. But no, our new, we've got obviously new backgrounds, but you've probably already seen those. We've been working hard at those. So,
I almost knocked over my ships.
Don't do that.
The other day, I just backed into them and then I froze in place because like damage control. Has anything fallen? And nothing had fallen.
No, you're not wrong, Sci-Fi Brony. If he does anything, I won't hear it, which is a little scary because I can't, Oh, Slab, you went to the Uranus factory. Okay, this is going to be totally out of context.
Yep.
So there is a company that, or I guess a company, a business that sells fudge, and they're called the Uranus. Is it Uranus Fudge Factory? Is that their official name, or is it like the Uranus Candy Company? I can't remember.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why they did it, but I don't know why they did it.
Okay, I'm getting caught up on chat. Yay! Thanks, guys. Thank you for going everywhere.
Yeah, go to all the places. Thank you. We can. I mean, at some point is the answer that I will give. It's definitely not happening. So yeah.
Yes.
I would just say hold tight.
Hi, Tigers. Yeah, we definitely try to stay up on all of it. It's a lot. It's a lot.
A lot of TV going on right now. A lot of TV.
Yes, Sarah. Next week. Well, I think it might be a little bit of a transition period where we'll go live to multiple platforms for just a little bit to capture everybody, but it also may be pretty quick. Like we're kind of in the transition right now. So, but safely, yes, plan to go to my Twitch next week. So
our version of Scotty is currently redirecting power flows and who knows what he's telling us and what he isn't telling us in terms of hypotheticals.
Yeah, the transition, Sci-Fi Brony, again, it's a little bit in flux right now. We're doing this really cool cross promotion with another Marvel podcast. If you guys are listening to the podcast feed, you probably have already heard their ad, and we want to make sure that completely runs its course because we don't want to cut that completely off. So yes, Phil, you will have to subscribe to a different channel, and it will be an Ian and Danae channel. It will not be, it'll be really simple. I don't think we're going to do like a Captain's Pod channel. Our plan right now is that whatever content Ian and I are putting out will just kind of exist in one hub instead of it being more of like a podcast network vibe.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I think I can actually give you the address if that helps.
We can always put them up too. Like, let us know, Phil, like if you want it to be posted somewhere specifically. Cause like I said, we're going to put all the links together and make it really simple. If you want to give it, you totally can, but it's kind of just getting started.
Yeah. So at Ian and Danae on YouTube, at Ian and Danae will be the new channel to subscribe to.
Simple. Yeah. And our email will be ian@iananddanae.com. So like anything will be kind of shifting. We're going to try to simplify, keep it all.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have 3 streams open. You can just watch on one stream. But thank you, Sci-Fi Brony.
Do it all. Watch all of it. Have all of your computers and all of your family members watching all of the streams all at once.
No reason to be sorry, Tigers. You can ask away. We still write with CinemaSins, and we're happy to try to answer questions for CinemaSins. It's just the Captain's Pod stuff. We're going to be putting it kind of separate on its own.
Good job, Phil. Nice.
You win.
Let's go.
Tigers, yeah. I mean, it's kind of it really just depends. The CinemaSins will send all kinds of things for all kinds of reasons. But yeah, if we try to like think about what people are really interested in, and some shows just vibe better for the CinemaSins audiences. Like, I think I remember we were thinking about doing. We've considered all kinds of things, but there are some shows. It's like, man, but would that really resonate with our snarky audience? Like, would people get what we're doing? Because we're not nitpicking because we're hateful, horrible people. We're emulating that personality that can't enjoy what they're doing no matter how hard they try, and trying to make it funny and interesting.
Trying desperately to make it funny.
So, it's not necessarily just satirical. It's not a review. It's just this amalgamation of what we hope everybody really enjoys watching. Mm-hmm. So sometimes the shows don't really match up well. So it's not like we do every single thing that comes out on Netflix or whatever, but
also, Netflix puts out way too much.
They do.
Yeah. If we see something big, we'll usually try and hit it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, oh, it's really big for just like a split second. And there's just not a way for us to produce things fast enough. So
yeah,
we just try.
Also, I love that this has a question mark. So glad I caught you live? Question mark?
Yeah,
we are live. This is us. Just to prove that, because we're getting it.
Skywalking Through Neverland. I love that name.
I love that.
Yes, you caught us live. And if you're here for Captain's Pod specifically, you caught us live on the YouTube channel for CSPN, the CinemaSins Podcast Network, and we're actually moving to our own channel. So if you want to catch us live, yes, we'll put everything in the show notes.
Absolutely in the show notes.
It'll all be there starting on this episode. So we're hoping to have maybe 1 or 2 episodes that'll still remain on the CSPN channels, and then everything will switch over. And also, to that point, we expect that all of those old episodes will just stay there on the CSPN. So all of our old live shows, all of the old podcasts, you can still listen to all of those on CSPN. It's just anything new going forward is going to be over on ours.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that all makes sense.
I think so. And if in doubt, search for Ian and Danae / the thing that you're looking for, Patreon, YouTube, and you should be able to find it. It's currently out there populating. Oh, wait. Okay, we both pressed a button.
No, go on.
No, because I was getting rid of it and you brought something up, and then now I'm confused.
Chris has been live on the Recotopia podcast. So if you want to go back and watch Chris live, you'll be able to catch him. He is both on this Twitch channel that you're probably watching from. That's the twitch.tv/CinemaSins live. You can go back. I think it's only 2 weeks in any Recotopia. Although I believe last week they had to postpone the show because somebody wasn't feeling really good. And so they canceled that one. However,
this Thursday,
all of those, I believe, are those on YouTube as well?
Yeah, those are all on YouTube live as well. If you go to CSPN and then go to the live section, all of those are captured over there.
Yeah. So head over to so if you obviously YouTube and then search for CinemaSins Podcast Network, and then you'll see all of the podcasts in there, so you can catch up and catch Chris.
Or this Thursday as well. They'll be live this Thursday.
Can we transfer the earlier episodes of this season to Ian and Danae, so it's not half of a season there? Oh, you mean over on YouTube?
Yeah, we can. I can probably download them from the back end of Twitch and potentially upload them. We'll see. I can't promise.
Put it on the to-do list.
Yeah, put it on my to-do list.
We'll give it a good try.
Yeah, I love that as a completionist though. Like,
yes,
in my brain, half a season is not like Critical Role did something differently halfway through their second season. So when you go into their Critical Role podcast feed, lots of season or campaign 2 episodes are missing, and it broke my brain a bit. But sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Well, look at that, like, behind the curtain talk that we're getting into. Yeah. I haven't even touched any of the interesting things that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, thanks for asking. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking. We appreciate you guys caring for us.
He is much better, but it was actually different reasons why he couldn't be on this week that were already prearranged. So just an unlucky start to the season for the Commodore.
Thank you, Sci Pepperoni. We will add that to our to-do list.
Yeah.
It is a growing one anytime there's a transition. Mm-hmm. So let's get into why you're here, hopefully, and that's to enjoy Ian and I talking about Star Trek, but we like to start off just with life stories and such like that. And I wanted you to tell the story about getting a certain bite.
Which one? From a mineral or animal?
Animal.
Oh, okay, cool. Because
Mineral?
It's weird that I have both. Yeah, a mineral bit me yesterday.
Mineral. Yes, it did bite you yesterday. I'm with you.
So I thought we'd already shared this story, but we hadn't. And this is an animal story because we haven't had an animal story in a little while. We shared this on Friday, but we're going to do it for you guys as well if you didn't see our stream on Friday. As you know, we've stolen a cat. Danae has stolen a cat.
I like that you paused because you know I object.
I could see you object, both in real life and on my screen.
The cat chose me.
Yes, the cat did choose you as the person feeding it and letting it in and loving on it and giving it a lot of attention and goat's milk.
Hims gets little massages too.
It really does. And then he gets picked up by Iris and just spooned.
Yeah.
So there is a new routine, and I've had lots of cats, and I have a very specific routine. And when they're an outdoor cat, they go outside at night because it's what they're a bit more feral and animally, and they just go moo and they moo all night if you don't put them out. So
they howl.
They moo. Before
this one moos.
Moo.
He has such a bellow.
100%. So before I got into this routine, the cat was still inside the house, and in the middle of the night, it's about 2 a.m. I feel something jump onto the end of the bed, and I'm like, okay, fine. He curls up and just snuggles by my little feet. And I was like, well, okay, this is adorable. Maybe I can get used to this. And then chomp. I feel an entire mouth, teeth, and tongue around my big toe. Just pure chomp. Just unprovoked. Just hum.
And he didn't bite. He just bite. It's sort of just
gummed me.
I think he was just testing girth, but he did that.
Just gummed. Unconfirmed. Honestly, unconfirmed. Very possible. So I'm just like, okay, fine. Don't do that again. And he doesn't like that I don't react. And I don't give him any scritches or any attention.
You ignore him completely.
I ignore him. So he moves up my body and into the crook of the back of my knee and just curls up. And I'm like, okay, good, you're going to sleep. And then maybe, I don't know what time it was, but I'm going to guess maybe an hour or so later, I feel another jump, this time on my bottom.
And that is unfortunately not the last time the cat has nipped at him. Although most of them are to toes, but
it's usually a drive-by towing. But I reached down because I was like, I'm sure he just reached out and grabbed my butt. But no, I reached down and I felt his head. And he had just full on opened his mouth as wide as he could and chomped on my bum.
Yeah, your shock was one of my favorite. You're like, the cat just bit my toe.
It's like, Danae.
That was my bum!
The cat just bit my bum.
That's great. It was great.
I
love this cat. This cat's amazing.
I couldn't sleep. And now I feel threatened every time that I try and sleep. And if I have my legs crossed, he'll just walk by, chomp my toe and walk off.
He does. He knows what's up. Now, let's talk about getting bit by the mineral, which is the big one. Like, yeah, everyone can understand being bit by an animal that likes to prowl and hunt at night. But this one, I think you confused everyone. You confused me, and I was there.
Yeah, I realized this was especially knowing one of Danae's phobias. This wasn't
not great.
This wasn't a great thing to do. But we
go on.
We had a river trip yesterday, and it's a very shallow river, and it's just we're in these like floaty things, and you float down the river. But this bit was particularly shallow, and my rubber ring, obviously, has a hole in the middle because it's a ring.
His floaty tube.
I feel something prod my bottom. And I go, oh, something bit my butt. And then I'm making a joke out of it because I'm saying a stone. Like, I've got a cat that bit my bum, and now a stone has bit my bum, not realizing that Danae and Iris might actually think there's a creature in the water biting butts.
You had just been talking like that your butt's kind of like hanging out in this open spot of the floaty tube. And we're just sort of like coasting down this river all, chill. And we get to this particularly shallow part. And I did not say like lift up because it's very, very shallow. So if you don't lift up, you're going to get stuck on the bank. Like you're not going to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just this little rock sticking up. And I didn't see the rock. I did see that the way that the water was sort of shooting at that particular part was a little different than the rest. I could have deduced that there was a rock there. But I was telling Iris, okay, left upper bums, here we go. And then all of a sudden you were like, wouldn't it be interesting if something just came up and bit me in my ass? And I was like, yeah, that'd be really funny. And then you're like, something did bite my ass.
It just like stroked me. It just reached up and stroked me. That's what.
It's so funny. And then you actually need a rock and you cracked your skin open.
I was trying to catch up with you and I just clonked my kneecap on a big fucking rock.
This is what happens when you go out in nature. Nature happens.
Nature hurts you. Nature knows that you're not one of its people.
All right. We want what you need to name everything that's bit your butt in your life.
A cat, a rock. I think that's it. It's a short list and it's happened recently.
We're all caught up now.
There we go. I mean,
you're not wrong, Mark. Arse. That's exactly it, Flyboy.
Arse. My arse. Oh, it bit me on the arse.
On the arse.
It's actually A-R-S-E, but
whatever. You are for the live.
Wait,
what?
Did we just lose connection?
No.
Okay.
I did.
Said we did.
Did you?
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Are you still here? Tap tap tap.
You came back. We briefly came lost, but now we're back.
If this is your computer fucking up again after last week.
This is your internet fucking up. It's not mine.
Says the man whose computer crashed multiple times last week.
Yeah, trying to do too much with it. My poor little baby.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, let's do the thing, shall we?
So thank you guys for coming to the live episode of whatever show we're doing. We
Space Adventure
have
Hour.
been chatting with you obviously for a little while, and now we're gonna just chat between ourselves so we can have a nice clean recording for the podcast, and then we'll come back and chat with you a little bit at the end.
Sorry, clean recording just made me laugh.
Before carrying on with the rest of our Monday. Thank you guys for joining us on a Monday. We know it's kind of a wild time to be tuning in for the live show, but we're going to be talking about today's episode. We're going to have a little banner across the bottom indicating that we are live, and we do have new people that pop in from time to time. So if you see anyone that's coming in and they're really upset that we're not talking to them and you want to say, hey, they'll be back to us in just a minute, we really appreciate you jumping in and doing that. Just as a reminder, we no longer do the sin section of the podcast, but you can still give us the things that you didn't like as much about the episode or the sins of the episode. We're happy to pop them up on screen and chat about them. We are now kind of doing it all together, what we liked and what we didn't like, all as sort of one conversation. It just flows a little bit more like naturally, like what we like to do.
Kind of naturally.
What do you mean kind of naturally?
No, we're supernatural.
We're supernatural?
About as natural as a Shatner line delivery.
Oh God!
But then again, maybe if somebody gave me some lines,
let's jump into it.
So much to talk about.
I also did too, lady. Sorry about that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome to Okay, here's the actual question. I kind of need to pee. Should I do it now?
Yeah, otherwise it's going to distract you the whole time.
Yeah, I'm on the edge.
You're just going to be sitting there just like dancing around the whole entire time, and you're going to Yeah, you should go wee. You should do a wee. Thank you. Carry on my way. You know what? I just listened to, when I was younger, I was only allowed to listen to like Christian music growing up. Jeremy and I have like similar backgrounds. And there was this band called Rachel, and it was this all-woman band. At least that's what I remember. And they did a cover of this song, Carry On My Wayward Son. And I did not know that it was a cover, but that was the first version I heard. We were talking about it the other day, and I put it on. I'm such a dork. I put it on my radio and just windows down, blasted it. And it's like I don't know. I can just see the ladies just head banging in my mind. And so I'm just rocking out to this old school, like 90s Rachel CD. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I was not raised Mormon. No. It was more like, I think, I was raised Assemblies of God, which I have a lot of thoughts about that. Do you listen to Star Trek? No, I don't. Would you recommend it? You're also into Supernatural? Oh my God, Sarah, that I've heard so many of interesting things. I have several friends who watched all of it and they insisted that I start watching it all, but I couldn't get into it. I think maybe, yes, Christian trauma, 100%.
I fell down on the way here.
You know, I was the only one who saw it. I kept it together and didn't bring it up. But now that you brought it up, I literally watched Ian walk across the background. So like behind my computer, he's walking across the room and he just all of a sudden goes, what? And he's just down. Oh, Lord.
I tripped over a laptop case, which is annoying.
Oh, Aids and Sarah are bonding over their love of Supernatural. Let's go. Oh, wow. Are we the same person now?
Are you?
That was the most challenging don't fuck with me face.
It just seemed like the easiest way to confuse you with an answer to that question.
Get on with it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, Flyboy. I can feel Flyboy when we meander. I can feel him just like get to the fucking trek. That's why I'm here.
I'm with you. I had to wait for him to get back from pissing.
I had to. Do you want me to do it while I'm anyway? Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important question first: do you represent the whole of the Space Federation?
No.
What would you like from the replicator, Ambassador?
Oh, I don't know.
I
do.
Stumped.
No,
okay,
I know.
Okay, you're not stumped.
I want a dance lesson ticket for my spot with Spock.
Well, then that's convenient because I will take La'an's spot.
Great.
Yeah.
They will not be impressed with our skills.
No,
but we'll have their attention for the length of at least one song.
Exactly. Well, I don't think it's going to last that long because I will probably either step on her or fall down.
It's okay. You know, the first dance, it's fine. She's wearing like combat boots. Second dance, she's probably going to notice.
And she's probably actually going to step on me first, but deliberately. Ambassador, give us a synopsis, if you can, for the multiple episodes that happened today.
Okay. So this is, I think if you were going to try to describe this to a friend in the future, it would be, this is a holodeck episode. So if you're doing,
100%.
If you're doing a holodeck series and you're wanting to give any kind of information, then this is, I think this has to be one that you show for multiple reasons, but the main reason, holodeck at least, is that we're looking at the origin of the holodeck.
Yeah.
The test pilot episode. This is the first time the holodeck is ever used, and man, did I watch that happen.
Interesting.
It's also like a little bit of a parody of TOS. So if you're wanting to kind of watch something that has some very strong nods to TOS, and it's a public announcement for the purpose of sci-fi everywhere. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to camera. Don't cancel the shows that inspire the future generations.
Yeah, give them more than one season. Unless it's shit.
And I think that's everything. Oh, and Spock and La'an are a thing now.
Yeah, that's a good way to sum up the episode.
Thank you.
Overall thoughts and feelings before we get into specifics. Did you have a good time with this adventure hour?
No, not really. You?
Interesting. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't help myself. I had a really good, very similarly to last week, but for different reasons. I had a blast. I really love it when Strange New Worlds embraces the episodic TNG TOS shit that I really like. And I think I'm this close to just eating pizza for the rest of my life. Like, I know that's a meal that I like. I enjoy it. I don't need variety. I'm just going to enjoy this thing over and over again. That's probably not very good for me. More interestingly, Ambassador, what didn't hit you the right way?
I was so bored. I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah. And it's like one of those where I'm like, man, I think everyone's going to like this one. And
So what was it? Was it the murder mystery element of it all? Because that's the bit that dragged for me a little bit. Like, that murder mystery was not great.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it went down at that point for me, for sure. That's when I started to look at my phone and find other things to do.
Oh, no.
My notes are minimal because it's like none of this really matters. Like, we're not going to spend time talking about the interesting parts of this mystery, right?
Oh, not of the mystery itself.
The mystery in the mystery is the whodunit is that Spock is not Spock, and that it could have a very interesting payoff, to some degree. But I think because I had been checked out for so long, I want to be back on our ship, guys. Like I want our characters. I don't want to see. Okay. Just talking about the holodeck stuff, which is what kicked me out of this episode. I think it's really, really fun to let the actors have a good time doing something completely different, but this isn't like a bottle episode where it's just like one or two characters that kind of have their own little episode and everyone else just has a little appearance. This is still the full cast. And it's the full cast doing a murder mystery inside the holodeck, but the only way to accomplish that in Strange New Worlds before the holodeck was a holodeck is to kind of make it the first holodeck. And watching Scotty try to keep everything on the rails was more interesting to me. And my favorite moment of the entire show was his little sidebar with Uhura. Like that was the most realistic kind of fun. That's the most engaged I was the entire time. And even the parody stuff was just like, okay, it's just like a silly little parody, but it's them getting to do a parody.
It is, yeah.
So the characters that we watched today are playing a parody. They're playing the actors that play the parody, and they're also are actual people all at the same time. And for me, it just, it just missed, and I got really like disinterested because that everyone's going to survive. It wasn't even a thing where there was an entity inside the collapsing nebula star that was trying to communicate with them. It wasn't even anything like that. It was just...
Yeah, the nebula didn't actually play into it again. After that initial, Scotty has redistributed power and they've escaped. The nebula actually doesn't come back into the story. The ticking clock is over super duper quick. So
the ticking clock is there because it's going to suck them in. And so Scotty has to get a message through so that she gets out of the mystery before they're like hit by the gamma wave of the star. So the star does provide the ticking time clock so that there has to be a quick resolution instead of something that can take time. Their proximity to the star, their physical proximity to the star is what ultimately, gives Scotty that last bit of adrenaline. And it's not even really Scotty that solves the mystery. It's Uhura. So anyway, but
which is great. Don't you dare take that from Uhura. They'd never get any lines.
I love Uhura. That's my favorite part. Uhura and Scotty together solving like all of the stuff on screen that's just showing errors and, him trying to hold it all together and learn his lesson, that drew me in. So when it was on screen, I was watching it. When it was off screen, I was on my phone.
I guess, do you think that would have changed if they'd found a way to make it the crew in the holodeck and not holograms that look like the crew? Would that have made it matter more?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It was interesting, to see the actors again being given new roles and new accents and just something unique to sort of dive into. But I didn't care about it at all, at all.
It's really interesting. I love that it's definitely them playing. Like, I love that they all got to play, especially like Paul Wesley getting to play Shatner's version of Kirk is great. I love that. Anson Mount doing something a lot different to what I've seen him do before as well. So I love that. And I don't think you can get that as authentically when you have the crew members in there. I think it has to be hologram versions of them. So I kind of allow that in my brain. The murder mystery element wasn't super engaging, possibly because as soon as Spock was on the holodeck, I called it that he was a hologram straight away, because as soon as La'an was like, "What are you doing here?" And her surprise, I was like, well, that's your way in to explain why this isn't the Spock that is supposed to be Spock.
It's still odd for me that the computer would have Spock be the welcoming program part. That still doesn't make much sense to me. Like, it's obviously to set up the twist at the end, but like, she didn't walk in and say, "Computer, start program," did she?
Well, she started the program in engineering, because it's exactly what they did with Data in Elementary, My Dear Data, when Geordi says, "Create a villain capable of fooling Data," and there's the power surge, and they create Moriarty, who's a self-aware hologram. It's the same thing. La'an does it in engineering. This is an amalgamation kind of all of the holodeck episodes that we've seen before. So she creates a problem that has got to outwit her, and the computer's like, well, the only person that I've seen kind of outwit Laan is Spock, so I'm going to recreate a Spock that is ready for her in the holodeck. So it's kind of like a game within inside of a game thing. So she had kicked it off in engineering, so the computer was ready for her.
Yeah. Okay. And that is very, very clever. But I don't know. I guess because I didn't catch that, I wasn't as intrigued. So it's interesting because you were saying that you caught it like right away. And maybe you've seen other episodes that do something similar, because there's also people in the chat who are saying they caught it right away. But for me, it was just like, okay, she's going to test. We know something's going to go wrong. She's going to, be in peril. She's going to get out. Everybody's going to live. So it didn't really feel like there was much. I wasn't entertained by it. And I wasn't it was a very convoluted mystery. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of information, a lot of new names, a lot of like, oh, but you're the producer and you're the blah. And it really just felt like it was sort of an homage to TOS. Everything was built around, we want to talk as much about TOS as we possibly can. How do we do that mixed with what we have going on? Because it just, the whole thing, and that doesn't work for me because I'm not a TOS girl. So did that also make it better for you, that it was very like, that's Kirk?
So this is, the more I think about it, and I think we both see this episode the same way, and it works for you. It works for me, doesn't work for you. Because this for me is an homage to Star Trek and specifically TOS, wrapped in an homage to holodeck episodes. So the more I think about it, the more in my head, I don't think it matters that I figured out that Spock was a hologram all along, or that it follows the tropes. Because I think it was deliberately taking all of the holodeck elements that we've seen before across Deep Space Nine, Voyager, TNG. So the safety protocols being off, some kind of space anomaly messing with the holodeck and locking them inside. The holodeck creating characters based off of the crew. Like these are there. I don't know that there was a single original element to the episode. I think it was just doing a send up of all holodeck episodes and putting it together, but then also taking the opportunity to, well, let's do, while we've got the chance, an homage to TOS as well. So gave them the opportunity to do that. Really fun opening, having the characters in Strange New Worlds play the cast members of TOS, which is a really interesting spin. So I think for me that all worked, and there's layers to that I really, really, really loved. But it is a deep dive, super, super duper nerd fan servicey way of doing it, but it just kind of worked for me. Where somebody popped up in the chat, I think it was Skywalking Through Neverland, and we don't usually mention the live chats, but I wanted to mention this one because they broadcast this in Hall H at Comic-Con, and that's where this commenter got to see it. So, and that is the perfect place to broadcast this. If I'd seen this episode in Hall H in front of the some of the cast and all of the hyper Star Trek fandomery, like it's a great episode to show to those people. So yes. Yeah, I think it's interesting that it's probably an episode that doesn't really super work for the casual viewer or somebody dropping in, but I do think it's a bit of a love note and gift to the fans.
100%. Like it's very, very clearly that. And they have people, giving lines like, my skirts are getting higher and my lines are getting shorter.
This is perfect.
Things like that. So I don't mind that those are there. It was just a very fast pace. It was like, what if it was our crew that people want to see our Strange New Worlds Kirk become Captain Kirk? How do we do that? How do we put, the Doctor in a role? How do we put all these things together? And this is what they came up with. And it's not that it's bad. It's just definitely not like, it wasn't something that drew me in for whatever reason. But it is interesting that the messages that they were saying as the characters or as the actors that were playing the characters of this like TOS-esque type show that's like a canon thing. It's almost like an apology for how it all got started, you know?
Yes.
It was almost like, hey, things went down, things were crazy, scripts were given to other people or stolen or whatever. Like how much angst was written into this that just, it's like therapy. Like we were just watching writers therapy or producers therapy or actors therapy from this sort of era of show making. Because one of the things we talked about before is TOS is so vastly different than Strange New Worlds, but Strange New Worlds precedes TOS. And so the handoff on the timeline, if somebody in the future were to ever just be like, well, let's watch them in chronological order, and then we just hard shift into what
so
TOS
strange.
is.
Yeah.
This would be that very interesting sort of like, like a little nod to it. Like, hey, what you're about to see isn't okay.
Yeah.
And it's not an excuse, but it's sort of like a way of acknowledging it. And I do think that that's clever, but the way that it's sort of, I thought we were going to be in an alternate universe or something. And that these were all like the characters we were going to be seeing. The absolute ridiculousness of the show with like the little multiple eyeballed
eyeballs
alien person that was on screen, you know, all those things, and then getting to see sort of the blooper reel at the end where
that got me.
I like that part, where they sort of peeled back and showed sort of this is how it would be done, this is how it's produced, and adding in the mystery to that and all those things. It did make it a little bit of an amalgamation feel, like a little cacophony rather than a symphony.
Yeah, if I had, that's a good metaphor. If I had like a bit of a complaint with it, and it's such a fine line to go through, I think it went too silly. I think it was actually sillier than TOS, which made it feel a little bit less genuine. So all of the Shatner lines were a bit too much. The alien was a bit too silly. Like I couldn't actually believe this was a TV show that was properly kind of out there and had been made and had garnered success. Whereas TOS, as silly as it is, I can still understand why and I can see it.
But I think the idea, though, is that was the computer's version of a show. It wasn't an actual show.
This is what I'm lost at. I'm not clear on that fact. I don't know if The Last Frontier was a TV show that exists in the Star Trek universe, or it's something that the computer made up. I got the impression that it was real, that it actually happened and it was just incorporated into the murder mystery.
Well,
but I'd love to get confirmation on that, because that's kind of important.
Yeah, I guess. You know, I guess. I don't know. But I thought it was interesting because when the show started off with a clip of this TOS like episode, I was thinking, okay, this is cuckoo bananas. Like, what else is coming? And then, you know, it's sort of like that was a teaser to what she saw in the holodeck. So I also, when they were heading towards the star in our actual, you know, starship with our crew, I was thinking, oh, is there like an alternate reality where that is an actual starship and this is like a silliness, you know, and they're going to somehow meet each other in this alternate dimension?
That would be too wild, too weird. I think. I mean, no, it's not. It wouldn't be too weird. I guess I take it back immediately. That could absolutely happen. We've had cartoons crossover.
The hardest part would be, I guess, justifying that you're seeing like little sticks on eyeballs or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
so one of the reasons that it jumped out at me is that real things are mentioned. So like Max Factor being a brand that actually exists. Is it Carson Daily Show? Or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Carson
I think it was
show.
Carson.
NBC, like they actually, like the Arn and all of them were talking about real things, and I just imagine that The Last Frontier was their way of explaining how Star Trek got into pop culture in Star Trek. I totally
missed the conversation about that.
Yeah.
So I missed that part, but still, I mean, the computer program is probably pulling, like you said, it's pulling from a combination of history and then imagination, because it's also pulling from books and creating something from nothing. So
yeah, because the Amelia Moon books aren't real, unless I'm completely. I did a quick Google, and I don't think
remember
that was
them.
a completely fictional.
I think it might be based on Nancy Drew style,
Agatha Christie
sort of thing. So
Yeah.
But yeah, and that was a little bit of the mystery of it, that you're just kind of not so sure of what's actually kind of happening in this episode. And I think like the purpose of the episode is to do so many things at once. But as far as within the storytelling structure of Strange New Worlds, we're seeing a deeper connection between two characters, and we're seeing Scotty take a more dominant role as like the engineering lead, and finding his place. And that's really, and we get to see why the pilot comes back. Ortegas.
Yeah.
Like what excuses her, coming back to the table. So we do see some momentum with some storylines of our crew, but the bulk of this episode is spent, in sort of the silly spaces that usually we get to have in future, or like in TNG or any other ones, because we have holosuites or holodecks. So we get to have these fun little one-offs where suddenly our favorite characters are Robin Hood and Little John. This show shouldn't be able to do that, but they found a way to do it.
Which is why I think they didn't try and do their own thing necessarily. And because they know they have this one shot to do it without breaking canon, that's why they chose this amalgamation collection episode rather than, what can we do? Can we put it into Shakespeare or something like that? Pause for 1 second. Are the dogs outside?
I don't know.
I hear a lot of barking.
Do you mean to go this time?
No, I can go.
I mean, one of us.
Yeah, I'm going to go and check.
Okay.
Hold that thought, and I know where I'm going to pick up from.
Okay. Does that mean you want everybody to be quiet? Shh. He'll lose his train of thought. Everybody, he just said Riker, and I think he launched over a chair. Are you okay? Oh boy. That may have hurt. I think one of the goals is to try to get like more studio cameras so you too can watch Ian harm himself as he has now tripped and almost fallen and then Rikered over a chair that he shouldn't have attempted. Let's just be honest. That was a bit much. Were your suspicions correct? They were outside. Thank God it's not 97 degrees.
Right.
Oopsie. Who put them out? Who put them outside, Ian?
Wasn't me. I don't think I put them out. Did I? I don't think I did. I was making lunch.
You know what? I can go check the cameras. We can find out who the culprit was.
Let's do it right now. Let's stop the show and do it right now.
We've already stopped the show.
Twix was so happy. I wish I'd taken a picture of him. He was like sundog, just chilling in the grass. He was like magnificent. Just in the sun, leaning, just happy.
I have my suspicion that like if he soaks up the sun too much, he'll turn into like a little superhero puppy and like have powers or something.
More powers?
More powers. Yeah, but he'll like be able to actually use them.
Wait, what powers does he have now that you think he isn't using?
Oh, he's like a master manipulator. He comes up to you and looks in. He has golden eyes and he looks at you and you get lost. And then your whole world is what can I do for you?
It's so true.
And if you get the words wrong, he will grab onto you. He doesn't have a thumb, but he has a way of using his paws to grab your arm, your hand, or whatever, and pull it into you. And he will not let you out of his little orbit.
He does have opposable digits, which is very interesting.
Yeah, he's a lot. Yeah. He's a lot.
His eyes are very golden.
It wasn't me. Nice shot.
Okay, getting back into it. Overall, to wrap up the overall thoughts and feelings section that we're doing, it really worked for me. I really, really liked it. I think the more I think about it, the more it doesn't matter whether Space Adventure Hour, the Last Frontier is a thing that happened or whatever. The point that it's trying to make is it's this opportunity to do this 60s camp send up and maybe explain a little bit about why what's wrong? Does he smell? I cannot ignore a dog when something's happening.
He licked my mic.
That's so funny. He's going to get so sick.
I mean, I think he also ate shit when he was outside. So it's not, if you want to talk about you're the one that stopped the show.
Sorry. It's a send up of the whole genre and maybe a little bit of an explanation as to why, hey, don't be mad when the original series looks so different to Strange New Worlds, and just an acknowledgement of it being a product of its time and getting to talk about like Uhura's speech. I think if all of it just leads to Uhura's character's speech on the holodeck about what Star Trek can do for people, like that, I think it's worthwhile. So it really, really worked for me, and probably because I'm the diehard super fan. So I think, yeah, I get it. I don't know how you watch it as a casual viewer and really appreciate it.
I thought
So
about that while I was watching. I was like, I think, when it's talking about like somewhere right now, someone is watching this show, and it felt like, I think it was like Never Ending Story, when it's like the princess is the childlike empress is talking to Sebastian, who is reading the book, and it's like this immersion breaking moment when it's that feeling as a kid when something gets you, this fantasy world is like your thing, and you're the only one who can save it. And I'm like, oh, they're talking to little Ian right now.
Oh, they really are. And I get it not working. Like, all of the reasons that you're explaining for why it doesn't work, I completely accept and understand, with the cognitive dissonance, that it absolutely works for me. And I think it's one of those things. And honestly, I'm glad it exists. I'd much rather Strange New Worlds did this self-aware Star Trek homage thing. I'm kind of okay with the show being that.
Yeah, and I that's just one of those things that didn't hit for me. Like, for me, I didn't need that. I don't know that speech is going to sway some network person who to keep something on the air. But historically, it is the fans, and like, we have Star Trek because of the fans. And I learned this early on in this podcast. We're talking to, who do we talk to? About being on the picket lines.
Fred Bronson.
I was going to say Mark. So thank you. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
And that was a really touching moment, because we're literally talking to somebody who joined the few hundred that were there that are like, we love this show so much, keep it on. And I think we kind of forget, we become passive in our consumption, because I'm used to shows getting canceled or moving to different streaming services, and you just sort of are like, well, I guess that's not on anymore, and you forget that you have a voice in it. And the only thing that speech did for me was just remind me that we have Star Trek today because someone saw it and believed in it, thought it was important. And so maybe without that speech, I guess maybe that's a conversation that the newer Star Trek fans wouldn't like know that's important to the history of this sort of like of this series.
Yeah.
Of this, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it encourages you to dig into that, then that's really fun. Like, this is one of the episodes that has inspired in my brain the biggest downside to us recording immediately after the episode is that I don't have any opportunity to do any research. There are so many Easter eggs, nods, and references into this episode that it makes me want to release an entire different episode where I've had a week to read up on everything and then just go through all of the awesome nods and references, because there's so much in here. Like, it really is a meticulously put together episode.
If we ever decided to do like an additional short thing, it could be that, because so this format of this podcast is we watch it, we immediately talk about it. And so we really don't have a chance to kind of marinate and do a lot of digging in. But I definitely felt a lot of references. There was a moment when the Spock simulator said something about a writer.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that seems important. And I didn't know if it was a reference to future episodes of that are in the holodeck.
So this is a canon confirming fan theory, and we're jumping around a little bit, which is absolutely fine. But this was really, really fun. So in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, they are trying to solve a murder mystery of their own that Kirk and McCoy have been framed for. And
in the holodeck?
No, nothing. This is in real life. And Spock is on the bridge. They're doing a differential diagnosis. They're getting through all of the things. And Spock says, as one of my ancestors used to say, whatever solution remains, whatever answer remains, no matter how illogical, must be the truth. And that's a famous Sherlock Holmes quote, obviously written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and you're like, hang on a minute, one of my ancestors? And because Spock is half human, we're like, I guess he could just mean one of his human ancestors, but it didn't feel like a very Spock thing to do. So this fan theory was born that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was actually a Vulcan hiding on Earth. And this just reinforces that. So this is Ethan Peck's Spock, who also mentioned Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and saying, yeah, one of my ancestors has done this. And it's either, people have even said, well, is he saying that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is a direct ancestor of Spock's human lineage? So is he actually the great grandson of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? So again, it's just another fun little nod of this episode is cementing something that was just trickled in a movie in the 1980s, and they're just bringing it back and cementing it a little bit deeper. So yeah, either it doesn't mean much of anything, or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was Vulcan, or he's directly related to Spock. And I love all of those things.
I got lost. But I will say that there's a lot of people in the chat that are bringing up the quote, and that sounds cool. That sounds cool. So.
It's so fun. We've seen it in the CinemaSins video for The Undiscovered Country, and it's like, that's a head scratcher. But it's fun. Either way, it's fun, and I love that it's continuing the mystery a little bit. I don't think it gives a complete answer, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Well, Ambassador, let's I think we've talked about a good chunk of the episode, but were there any individual standout moments? I think we've dove in so much, I don't really want to go chronological through scene by scene. Let's just talk about any of your standout moments. Like you mentioned Uhura and Scotty being a fun one for you.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, of course.
What do you mean?
Well, that was their whole exchange.
Oh,
where he was like, hypothetically,
yes.
and he's like, I don't mean hypothetically. Like, yeah, I got that immediately.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love the ship so much. It's such a beautiful set, and I want to see more of it, you know? So I think it's just such a shame to go into another world when there's so much of this like environment that's really unique. I liked seeing the I don't know, Strange New Worlds is an interesting kind of like, it's so modern, yet we go into TOS that looks like what we saw almost at the beginning.
Yeah.
But the sets are really, really yummy.
I really like Scotty's engineering set.
And exactly.
Yeah, his lab thing.
And I wanted to be in there more. There's all these tubes. He's kind of like, he's pulling things out of the wall. When Uhura comes to him with the final idea, it's essentially what it looks like when I decide that, you know what, even though I'm in the middle of dinner and I have company coming over in an hour, I'm going to reorganize my entire room. Yeah. And I just start opening up drawers, and it was just chaos. And
oh my gosh, those cables on the wall, when he comes up with the nebula idea, it looks like our back end right now. It looks like how we have our cables set up.
Oh boy, our cables should be considered like we should have to pay fines for what's going on.
Yeah, I'm looking down there right now.
Don't look at it. If you don't look at it, it's like, we don't know how we got it to be fixed, like Scotty. But right now we have working systems. So
yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to see more, obviously more of that. And I will say also, knowing at the beginning that the set that they built that was meant to look old school was really delightful.
Oh, it's so fun. It was so diddy and so little. They got their own little uniforms as well. And I just think it did a great job summing up all of the digs that we have at TOS. So it's kind of like, what we say about TOS, what if it was actually that bad? What if it was actually real? So the more I think about it, like I see so many other layers, like, hey, TOS wasn't that bad, because if it was, it would have been like this. Like Shatner's line deliveries weren't that bad. If they were, this is the impression that you're actually hearing of it. So I think it was meant to be over the top. Oh,
for sure. I mean, the opening shot is just basically half of a naked woman. We were both like, whoa,
let's go. And his eyebrow, like Paul Wesley, I actually think Paul Wesley did an incredible job doing his over the top Shatner it was over the top, but without being silly. Like it still felt like he put a lot of like refinement into it. And the writing, honestly, is incredible. Like there are so many like laugh out loud lines for me in that opening bit. He represents the whole of the Alliance. I don't know if that was deliberately meant to be sexual, but it definitely sounded like it. I wrote I wrote the book on space jurisdiction, and I'm known for my
diction.
Diction was chef's kiss, absolutely incredible. I always love when so much effort goes into a throwaway thing, because they're never going to use that set again. They're never going to really revisit those costumes, I would imagine. But it was full send, like full commitment to the bit. And I loved that.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I mean, every set, they do great with every set. Chat wants us to talk about the looks in the holodeck as well, just as another example. I love the costuming. This show
Beautiful
is great.
Costuming. Incredible.
I mean, I still want a pair of those boots. In fact, that's in my notes when they were dancing and showing.
They did a deliberate close-up.
Like Spock and La'an's little boots. And it's just like, man, that just reminds me that I want to buy those boots so bad. I still don't have the boots. Yes. I still don't have the money for those boots. Yes. Those boots are like $400 or probably more now.
It's incredible.
Ugh. But of course, it looks good. And it's nice to see that something that people love is being like cared for this well.
Yeah.
So I definitely did enjoy that. And I think that's worth talking about. And then also something that was mentioned in the chat was giving La'an a challenge and seeing her get excited. That is another character arc that I think this episode did really well, is trying to give La'an more than just I'm afraid of Gorn and traumatized. And they're obviously doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
Last episode, we got to see her talking with number one, about Ortegas and the concerns and her leadership. So she's, for me, formulating as a really interesting character. It is interesting that they're like, oh, she's in love with Kirk. So are they going to do this thing where they're setting up another love triangle? I mean, they're doing it already because some storylines are so. I hate this. I hate it. I hate this is about to happen, but I can see it coming like a fucking train down the tracks. When Kirk comes back to the ship, there's La'an between Spock and Kirk.
I don't think so.
Oh, then what are they doing?
Happen. Well, that is the question. What are they doing? I don't think it's that. I think she's put that to bed because she met Kirk after the fact, and he was a different Kirk. Like he was different to the Kirk that she knew. So
that's true.
I think
because it was a different timeline or whatever.
Different timeline, different whatever, and not the person she really knows. So she doesn't even know this Kirk. But I think internally she put that to bed. I think the show has definitely put that to bed and has definitely pivoted into whatever the fuck they're doing now by getting Spock straight into a new relationship. So I suppose we dive into that, Ambassador.
Okay.
How do you feel about this burgeoning romance that started literally in episode 2 and with a little seed of dancing and is now fully in our faces?
Whew.
And how unnecessary is it? I guess it's harsh to call anything unnecessary in a TV show, but that's where I'm at.
I think there is a compulsion to write relationships into our stories because for some reason we feel like the romance is really important.
Someone thinks that.
For the audiences. This isn't everything we see, right? That the audiences need to have some element of romance. And if we've taken away the captain and Batel's romance, and we've taken away the Doctor and Spock's romance, that there's nothing for us to look at. And interestingly, the potential for Ortegas's brother to join and have a little romance with Uhura,
he exists.
That didn't pop up in this episode, so they're putting kind of this vibe out there. I think the best thing that they could do is make that the end of it. Just
why not?
They have a great connection. They're enjoying each other. They gave a kiss. That can be it. And I think those simple storylines of interconnectivity between people is such a brave thing to do. Like it is brave to not define relationships in content. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
Because it feels like everything gets pushed into a romance storyline instead of a comrade storyline, or there's always this sort of like, are they gonna fuck? And you know what, there's fan fiction out there, there's your imagination that can go there, but to dedicate more time for the writers to figure out how to just put people together. Writers can make anything make sense.
You really can.
You can pigeonhole characters into a love triangle, an open relationship, polyamorous. Like you could do whatever you fucking want. But is that what we're coming to Star Trek for? Maybe people want to see. Maybe it's like a Spock's flavor of the week. But like,
I'd like to see some more complexity in it, for sure.
For it to pop on episode, like it just popped up. Maybe this was something that was potentially nodded to, or like a connection of some kind before. It's not really for me about like that. The writer storyline in and of itself kind of is like, oh, please don't, please don't. But do I believe that these characters couldn't have a connection based on what they've shown me? Yes. Do I think that the writers will do whatever to make it make sense? Yes. But I think that Spock's like just his intentionality and his like way of being and all that stuff is probably very attractive to somebody like La'an, who has been through a lot of trauma, and she also is very sort of logistical and by the books and sort of intense, and I think she's going to find comfort in that. Do I think that those characters can work together? Sure. It's just because this is in the past, we don't really see how far that's going to go, so let's just not make it a thing and let it be a little like a dance partner, like kiss, and then they're done. Like, or maybe they're just play buddies and they just need to have their little fun times together, and the door closes and that's it. Like, I don't want to fucking think about it. I don't care. I want to see the fucking engineering room.
I want a space adventure hour. Thank you. To be clear, I have no issue with the possibility of it happening, and it probably is. Like, real life can be boring. So to make it realistic, to make a TV show realistic, you can put stuff in this. And yeah, they would. Like, there is a chance that they would get close. But do we need that? Do we need that straight off of the back of Spock exploring what a relationship with Chapel is like, and Chapel struggling with that? Like, what are we... My question always comes back down to why and what bit of humanity is Star Trek exploring? And it's just... I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why we're doing it straight after Chapel. I don't know why can't we explore, if you're going to do a romantic thing, why not explore two other people? Like, why
he's exploring the strange new world of sexual relations, apparently.
He's not, though. I mean, he is, but that's not really been a clear mission that he has. It just, I don't know. I just have a big, why are we doing this?
Yeah, me too. Especially... There's something to be said about this show built these characters in season 1 and gave us incredible visuals and amazing sets and props and design and stuff. And here we are in season 3, and this sort of activity makes me feel like they're still trying to find their way. And I think in season 3, you should know who your characters are. They should be sitting in those roles, and we should know when we tune in what we're going to get, because we're here for it. Like, that's...
They even reference that where Anson Mount's character is like, once you've done season 1, basically season 2 writes itself, because you've done the hard work of establishing anything. So it's a really interesting point to bring up, that some of this still feels a bit lost.
To me, it does. But here's something that we're suffering from. Episode 1 was the end of the cliffhanger. So that one's dedicated to that.
Yeah.
Episode 2 was a weird wedding. We're tying up the loose end of the Doctor and Spock. Yeah. Episode 3 is a holosuite episode. Mm-hmm. We have yet to see just what does season 3 actually feel like? What is our crew doing on a mission? What are we doing? And we haven't
seen the Strange New Worlds yet.
So when you pair my anxiousness to like sit in the pocket with this show and show me about going and exploring space and solve, like, that is what I want to see. I don't want to see a holosuite episode where it's just La'an and her own imagination with a Spock that is a little bit too Spocky for her liking.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. Great. The entire episode is dedicated to her realizing that she likes Spock. Like, okay, but I don't want to see that. I'm not coming to Strange New Worlds to find out will they, won't they? That's never why I've come here. Like, it's interesting to see the development of relationships and characters and storyline, but I'm here for a space adventure.
It's very interesting that I hadn't really thought about this, but there is a bit of an identity crisis with Strange New Worlds because half of these 4 episodes have been homages to other Star Trek episodes. So the Wedding Bell Blues was an homage to a Q episode. This is a holodeck episode, and it isn't. It's kind of taking it in its own direction a little bit, but it wasn't really. It's really just rinse and repeat, but in a very deliberate fashion. So yeah, it's not like when you look back and say, "Oh yeah, that's a classic Strange New Worlds episode." What is that? Yeah, what? But what even could you even describe that? Because I think you're right. I think it is having a bit of an identity crisis with honoring this classic Trek and also blazing the trail and doing its own thing.
Man, I go back to that cave episode and season 1, you know,
with the comet,
musical
comet.
The music, that's what I wanted this to be.
Yeah.
You know, like
Strange New Comets.
They didn't have to explain anything. They just were, and they went and they explored, and it was these great characters, and we got to learn so much, and it was so fucking beautiful. Like, that's what I want to see. And I don't know. It's slipping away from me a little bit. I love these characters. I'm just really curious. I want to see them do what they're going to do. And I'm maybe more interested in seeing the final season than ever, because I feel like they need to wrap up their version of these characters. And here I'm just seeing that the writers are still playing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want them to get a little bit more serious. Not that I don't love comedy episodes. I asked for a comedy episode.
Yeah.
I think this was probably supposed to be a comedy episode, but for me, it didn't work. But I'm glad it did for you, and I'm glad it did for anybody who likes it. This is not about poo-pooing on people's experiences. We're just kind of talking about it.
No, and I'm going to be here defending it because I still had an absolute blast. I still think I'll look back and wish Strange New Worlds had been more of its own thing, given that we know that it's going to have 46 episodes in total. Like, and that's it. How many can you afford to dedicate to this kind of thing when you only have 46 to tell your own story? So yeah, it's very interesting. Spock stuff aside, La'an is one of my favorite character arcs this season. Like, I love what they're doing with her. It reminds me of Patrick Stewart being kind of very stiff in the first 2 seasons and then coming out and being more the Picard that we know in season 3. I'm really enjoying La'an of this season.
Yeah.
That is looser, a bit freer, a bit more expressive, and understandably, because she's had a big resolution to the Gorn stuff. So for me, she has the most interesting arc of season 3. I know we're only a little bit into it, but the most pick up from season 2 into season 3, like the most interesting arc.
I agree.
I don't want to see the brakes turn on by her getting fridged or chapeled.
Right. I don't want to see her parked on the Spock
right
Kirk fuck bus, and that's just where
God, what a bus that is. Jesus.
Like, okay, if that's your thing, but I just don't want it to become her identity, because you're right. Thinking about her arc over the last couple of seasons before this, she really gets to show a lot of like growth from. I would love to go back and watch. She is a great character, and I wonder what's going to happen with her character, if they're going to do a spin-off from Strange New Worlds to do something else, you know, sort of in this timeline, because obviously we've got the Kirk stuff that's coming up. Maybe parallel to that, is there going to be another show where we get to follow some of our characters from Strange New Worlds? I don't think that that's happening, but like, let's just pretend for a second. She would be a character that you want to take with you. That would be the thing that splits them up, is that she gets to go on a different ship, you know?
Yeah. I really would love that. I would love a spin-off that happens with some of this crew. I imagine that Anson Mount and Una would be sunsetted into whatever their future is. We know about Pike's. I mixed the actors and characters' names. That was weird. Pike and Una are like off doing whatever they're doing. We know about Pike's future. But yeah, like Ortegas and like Uhura, there's still a gap between like the where Strange New Worlds we know is going to end and all of them being on the Enterprise again under Kirk. So there's more time to fill, and I feel like the 5-year thing ends because of contracts more than anything else. So if you can just start a new show that's cheaper with similar sets and cheaper actors because you're not renegotiating long contracts, yeah, there's still plenty to do in this time period, I think.
Yeah, and I want to see it. When we were talking about like that season 1 vibe, someone in chat mentioned the kid battery episode, which I completely forgot about until right now, and that was that haunted me for the rest of the season. But guess what? That's the kind of crazy space exploration. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch the show no matter what they put out. Period. I'm in for the long haul. Period. This did not like kick me out. It just wasn't like it wasn't my vibe. And I'm totally fine with like La'an and Spock hooking up. I'm fine with it. I just hope that they don't make it everything.
Yeah, completely agree. Let's talk about I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I wanted to mention how much I love Scotty's performance. And the actor. I'm just going to quickly pull up his name, which I think I struggled to pronounce last time.
Yeah, I'm loving these spin-off ideas. I love the idea of all the characters we don't see in TOS becoming their own thing. Like they get to go off. So yeah, it would be Ortegas, it would be La'an, it would be Uhura's brother, possibly. These kinds of like these sorts of people. We didn't even see the bartender this episode.
Oh my god, we've got a new bartender.
When are they coming on board? We kind of got the little wink nudge this is coming sort of vibe. But anyway, so I'm really curious what they're going to do next episode because it felt like we're getting set up for something. But obviously Scotty has got a very firm place, in it. So yeah, go. What are your thoughts on Scotty?
Not hard to pronounce at all. Martin Quinn, I think, is doing an incredible job as Scotty. And what I picked up on this time, I don't know, maybe I just had too much coffee this morning, but his anxiety felt so real that it made me, for the first time, I think, in Star Trek history, afraid of the space thing that I know won't kill them. But because he is operating like from a level of panic and anxiety, I felt that like pressure to perform. And Captain Pike is like, I need an answer right now, Scotty. We will not survive this gamma ray burst or whatever it was. And that's one of the first times that I actually felt like I knew they were all going to survive, but I felt the pressure of Scotty and just the way like he managed to communicate, wow, it's on me.
Yeah.
Like there are 200 and whatever people on this ship, but right now in this moment, the entirety of it is on me in this room. And I just really felt that. And I think that is good directing. That is him being able to communicate that as an actor. I think he's one of the best recastings I've seen in Star Trek. He's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And even though the person who's playing Kirk is overplaying the Kirk character, that I feel like very strongly that was part of the direction.
Oh, of course. Just for that episode. Yeah.
But there were enough mannerisms in there. I was like, oh my God, that's Kirk.
Oh, it's, he did great.
So to see some of the Scotty stuff is oh, that's Scotty. And they're really dialing in these beloved forever characters that firmly planted sci-fi in everyone's home, and it's why we're here today doing the show. It's really, really cool to see it. I felt like I understood what he was saying better in this episode, and this is not his fault. It is my American ears fault. I'm watching
Taskmaster.
I'm watching a lot of Taskmaster these days.
We're gonna have to put the subtitles on at some point because I can't keep explaining the episode.
Literally, I'm like, I have no idea what that person just said. And it's not. There's Irish, there's Scottish, there's all these like there's Northern, there's all these accents that I'm like, I have no clue. So I just need to open up my little American ear a little bit, start listening. I can understand people talk hick, but I can't understand that, you know? So there's just these weird like things that are popping up, but I really do like the Scotty character. And I like that they made him have the flaw of taking on the pressure for himself. And once again, number one is in this great position of saying like, you can't make those decisions. There's too much at stake. So she's correcting the crew last episode and this episode.
Which is what a first officer does. Like,
and I miss that. Yeah.
She is really flying. Like, we would see Riker do that a lot. Like, she is really, like, they've really nailed what the purpose of the first officer should be with her. I think she's singing. She's getting the opportunity to sing a lot more in this episode, which is in this season, which is really, really great.
So yeah, when we're in the starship and we're getting to see our crew come together, I was having a great time. And I do love this episode. It was such a small portion of this episode.
I get it. It is a small portion. And it again, when you have a 26 episode season, I can forgive meandering through a holodeck. But the murder mystery part was the weakest bit.
And it's really convoluted, I felt.
I've seen so many murder mysteries, it felt so basic to me. It felt convoluted in the most basic way, as every single murder mystery. Dialogue heavy, like so much explainy dialogue for something that isn't it's not what the episode is about.
Yeah. And I know we're bouncing a lot in this episode, but I do want to say also, and this is thanks to the live chat, that the vibe that was being talked about is that number one's character was a Lucille Ball wink and nod. Because
she was campaigning.
She was one of the big campaigers to keep Star
talking
Trek
to
going.
the studio heads and like, don't do this. Well, there's a really deep cut when they're talking about Anson Mount's character getting a movie deal in exchange for stepping away from Star Trek. That was loosely what they were trying to do with Gene Roddenberry. Just like, can we give you something else if you drop this fucking Star Trek thing? And Gene was like, no, I'm writing Star Trek, so you either want me for this or you don't, dickheads. And they bargained. It happened again with I love this nerdy stuff so much with the Final Frontier. No, sorry, the motion picture was, the special effects were such a mess. They had to bring in another company to fix it and to put it all back together. And they promised the person behind that special effects company, will give you a movie if you fix the motion picture. It was like, okay, I'll do it, but I need a blank check on my own movie. So it's just this nod to the background dealings that have to happen. And it's like, not just about the fans. It is about these crooked handshakes that happen as well. And it's some sheer fact of randomness in a lot of ways that we even have Star Trek into the 2020s, and it didn't just die in 1967.
And this is why I will watch the show no matter what. Like, I want them to have my little vote, and my little vote is my number. My little vote is me watching. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
me
absolutely.
Spending my time doing what we're doing now, and I guess encouraging anyone who listens to the podcast to be active in the forums. So find the Star Trek sites, find the Star Trek communities, and pay attention, because if this is true for anything. If you get complacent and you're not trying to stay connected, then you sort of like stop caring a bit about whether it's there or not. And I really, really enjoy Star Trek, and it very much felt like an episode where they knew that they probably were going to get cut. And so they're like, let's just tie it into TOS and just like, let's say some, let's say some very bold things to these characters. It's like role play with your therapist when you get you get the little hand puppets out or something, and you're just talking about it or whatever. And you can say the hard things because it's not you saying it. I used to do this with my daughter, actually. When we were playing with her, like her toys, she would like have one of her toys like attack my face or something. And so I would say to the toy, I would say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. And then it would do it again. And I would make sure that the toy got in trouble, not Iris, so she could kind of like feel the burden of all of that. And she got to work out her angst.
Okay, can you talk to your toy? Well. They're being a dick.
So I mean, what a great level. We get to watch all this sort of work itself out and watch good shit. So
well, I'm really interested to see how this tweaks your brain by this episode, directed by, of course, Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
How interesting is that? I knew this would short circuit her brain a little bit.
This episode does so much. So I think it was definitely well directed.
Yeah.
That makes sense as to the chair now a bit too, doesn't it?
The Riker maneuver that
goes
the
wrong.
Chair completely is
You did a Riker
amazing.
maneuver that just went wrong in the room a moment ago.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about that.
Okay, all right.
Riker.
Okay.
Splat. I love that. Like when I read that Frakes directed this episode, I was like, that makes sense. I don't think I dislike it. Other than the Thunderbirds movie that he directed, I don't think I dislike a single thing Frakes has directed. He might be the ultimate Star Trek fan. Like, I think he knows this franchise and what the fans get from it more than anybody else. And maybe that's to the detriment of bringing new people in, but it sure as heck is a big old cuddle for the deep nerds and those of us that were born on a Star Trek television. I don't know what that means, but
Man,
born with
that's
Star Trek
wild.
playing as I was born.
Imagine being like, okay, so you're Jonathan Frakes. You watched
I wish.
Star Trek,
Mm-hmm.
and then you became Star Trek,
Yeah.
and you're directing Star Trek,
Yeah.
and you're directing this episode. And you're thinking about OG Star Trek, and you're the reason that we have the male gaze camera shots that we got on the fake TOS show that we just watched.
Yes.
There was a moment when Chapel was like just like sex bent over the background. Not the first shot, like a beat later where she's like working on the computer system. And I'm thinking like, man, they really are just wanting to point out that they had nothing to do other than just bend over computers and lounge on things.
Some of them, and
it was so overdone.
Yeah,
but
we've seen one of these episodes where that happens, and it like McCoy, Scotty, and Kirk are all ogling this yeoman and just talking about, she's young, she doesn't know, and this is why we don't have women in the military because they're fucking stupid. So, and it's like it's so awkward.
But adding Frakes to that does make it a little sweeter because it makes me think like, okay, he was very intentional about all of those things. It wasn't just like a fluke. And I'm not saying that any other director would be a fluke, but there's a different care with certain people, and I have a heart for Frakes. And so, yes, that I'm glad to know that his hand is in this.
And if this was purely so that Frakes could just have some fun for a few weeks, cool, get it. Completely fine. Like I'll take it. Like he deserves all of it, to be honest. I'm not going to mention how bad Mbenga's English accent was.
Okay, good. Let's move on.
And instead, we're going to move on. Danae, it was so bad.
We're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it. I love the ending. I love the outtakes at the end. I thought that was just a great little nod to just an opportunity to play. And it's Star Trek isn't known for playing, isn't really known for doing these tongue-in-cheek self-aware things. It's a very, very new, very, very strange New Worlds, Lower Decks type of thing. This almost felt like a Lower Decks episode in Strange New Worlds, but
yeah, it did.
I absolutely loved it. Anything else, Ambassador, before we move on to some of your listener feedback?
Nope. I think that's it.
Amazing. I'm just going to check my notes super quick.
Me too. I've got one, like my quote. I just don't remember what the exact quote is.
Amazing.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
Do it.
But you go ahead and start doing the fan mail.
Well, no, I've got a couple of quick points. I do think it's bizarre that they give up on the holodeck so easily. Like the hiccup here is that it's a big power drain and it wasn't very safe. But Spike is just like, kill it immediately. It is. Do you know what you're killing? You can go anywhere, be anything, do anything. Like, why would you be? I can't imagine anybody being so quick to say, let's work on this technology. He's like, immediately, shelve it, don't need it. Does he not know that it can create horses? He loves horses.
I mean, everybody almost just died because of it. So
worth it. It's the advancement of technology. Come on. We mentioned Scotty and like the props and what Scotty's lab and stuff. Did you see the little transparent rectangles? He had little transparent rectangle data things that would move from slot to slot.
Yeah, the data chips.
Yeah, that's exactly what they have in TOS, but they're colored. They're like red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah.
And whenever you want to bring up some information, you'd move this rectangle floppy disk around. And I love that they still have them. They're honoring them. They look a bit more futuristic-y.
Sure.
But they're still moving around physical items while they're traveling faster than light. And
Be honest, are you thinking about 3D printing them?
Already in my brain. Okay. Already, yeah.
Yep.
The queue for my 3D printer is big. Right, please email me anything you want printed.
Here's the idea. Your background right now has some blank spots. We 3D print a panel that you can move them around so that when the show starts, you can kind of like move them around and you can have something to kind of like a little interactive panel.
Let's go. That would not be a hard thing to print because it's just a rectangle.
It's just rectangles. Oh, hey, but they're like colored. So we could get like the transparent kind of print stuff. And then we could backlight it to where when you put them in, maybe
gosh,
like little lights pop.
But then I would just do a nice linear chip thing.
Yeah, let's do that too.
The little,
all of it. Yeah.
Just start moving them around. Iris would move them around immediately.
Okay. And then suddenly during the show, something goes wrong. We shift around in the seat. Oh no. And then I like pull a little lever, and then coming from above your head is just a whole bunch of rubble that falls on top of your head. It'll be like soft, we'll use soft materials, but it'll look like stones.
I'm just looking how much headroom I have, and that could actually happen.
I know, that's why I'm excited about it.
This edit is going to be a mess, and I love it.
You hate me on your show.
No, I love you on my show. Our show, shit. Our show. Of course, did you hear the doors? The shunkung, like the shuttle, babe. The actual engineering doors were. The holodeck door sound was right there. It was like shuku, really, really satisfying. But that does lead me to an issue. Where the fuck was the holodeck? What room did they take over?
Oh,
and then have to dismantle? Like
that was the bathroom, I'm pretty sure.
They intertwined all of this technology, this brand new room, and then they're just going to switch it off and convert it back into the daycare? Like, what was it before it was the holodeck?
Yeah, it was the bathroom.
Okay, just one big bathroom.
Yeah, it was a huge bathroom.
Yeah.
It was the bathing suite. It was a cargo bay.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you try and kill somebody with a chandelier?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it didn't really work for me. It was you tampered with the
everything.
I don't know.
Like, if it was like, if Spock did do it, why did he save her from the chandelier that he set up? Why wouldn't you just nudge her underneath it? She should be dead.
Yeah. Because then he had to save for the moment whenever she got a little bit of a cut, and he's like, we got bigger problems, and that's that I can actually kill you and I want to.
Yep, whoops. We didn't really mention this too much, did we? That Uhura's character's literal love note to the fans. Did you like that? Was it
we did talk about it. I talked about it a little bit, yeah.
Okay, I must have missed it. How did I miss that?
That's really glad bad. To know that
I was actually listening
to me.
Anyway, love that moment. It really worked for me. It was like a little bit on the nose, but I loved it. Okay, anything else, Ambassador?
Nope, that's it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's move my notes down.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, hailing frequencies open, everyone. It's time for us to read your messages from Discord, Twitch, and, email.
And why don't we give our new email address?
Yes. So, moving forward, if you want to send any of your thoughts, queries, qualms, anything to the show, it's all going to go to, which email are we using? Ian and Ian?
Oh, I guess you haven't decided yet.
No, I did two, yeah. No, well, I captured one of them.
I guess we're not going to do that yet.
No, we won't do that yet.
Okay, we'll cut that part out.
Cut that. You live show people get to see this beautifulness. What have I got here? Okay, we've got an email from email from JCD. Your acting cadet would like to make a prediction for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, presumably, namely Ortegas. I don't know which episode it will be. Maybe What is Starfleet, which is an upcoming episode. But I think we're finally going to have an Erica-centric episode, which might also be the episode where experiences from the hegemony and Shuttle to Kinfori will catch up to Erica, and she'll take on an extended amount of leave time from the Enterprise, and allowing the show to introduce another TOS character into the fold, being Sulu, who I think Sulu and Chekhov are the only two people that we haven't actually seen, other than Yeoman Rand. She would be the other one, I think. Just a wild guess as to what's going to happen, because I almost wanted to guess we'll meet Dr. McCoy at some point as well. Do you think they'll do that in the next couple of seasons? Do you think we'll get a McCoy introduction and a Sulu introduction?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think they're going to be able to stop themselves. Have you seen how much they do self-referential things?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they're going to have like a little list, and that goes to your predictions as well for having they might just be like a walkthrough on an episode or something like that, or just like an introduction that's a wink and a nod, and then it makes sense as to why we, see them later. But I think that if they don't, it would be a big why not for most people.
I think Sulu, yes. McCoy, no, is my instinct. I don't see an organic way for McCoy to be there because Mbenga is still the pilot doesn't matter.
Well, but Mbenga is probably going to be gone. They already have another person to kind of replace Christine, who's still there.
Christine is still nurse during TOS.
So
she just chooses to be a nurse for the rest of her life instead of a doctor.
That makes sense. I mean, she has a love interest now, so why does her arc matter at all?
That's it. Well, he also pops up in TOS as well.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Have you got one, Ambassador?
Oh, no.
Something from the live chat?
Oh, hi, live chat.
Hi, live chat.
Oh, we didn't do pips. Not yet.
Oh, shit. I mean, I may have zoned out. Pips for me, 3. 3 out of 4. 2.5. 2.5 out of 4. 3.
Wow.
3 out of 4.
2.5.
No, 3.
Why did you go down suddenly?
3. Because of the murder mystery element, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But the rest of it picks it up a lot for me, so I'm sticking with 3.
Because I checked out so hard, like I'm gonna have to go 2.5.
Oof, brutal, but fair.
If I'm looking at my phone through more than half of your episode, yeah,
it's fair.
I'm out.
That tells you what you need to know.
I might even just let's do a 2. Let's make it easy.
Stop before we get even lower.
I'm gonna go down to 2 on that one.
Stop it.
Okay, it's slipping. We're slipping down into Sir-Worthy levels.
No, 2. Locked in. Slab, lock it in. 2 pips. You think I read the live chat? That's cute.
So Ian is a 3.
Yeah, I'm a 3.
And I'm a 2.
Yeah. It's so true. It really did. And then it kicked back in. Right, give us something, Ambassador.
Sorry, Slab.
It's 3. It's 3. It's 3. It's 3. Probably.
Oh, hold on. Where are we at? There we are.
Oh, it's having an actual power drain. Oh.
I'm reading through chat. Sorry.
Get it. No worries.
Let's see.
Guys, you should write better stuff because she's clearly struggling.
Well, a lot of it I think we already did. I think we already did a lot of it in the show.
That's fair. Oh, hi, Link.
Hey, Link.
Hi.
Here's the. It was Neverland Saw It. That was that one.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that one.
It's a freaks.
It's a freaks.
Computer. Hot.
We definitely had that. Oh, they didn't do an arch, did they?
No, they didn't.
It was sad.
Which is another clue that it was fake Spock.
True.
Oh, there's Sir Ruthie giving the explanation as to the 1.5.
Do it.
Well, okay. So this one's from the chat. This is from Sir Ruthie. And I appreciate it because, it's confirming my own.
It's a nice little echo chamber for you.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. I enjoyed all the references to actual 60s Trek in the studios, etc., but I did not enjoy the episode itself either. The holodeck plot, I did not enjoy. I did enjoy that the cast had fun, but the story didn't engage me at all. I was with you.
And I think I would say exactly the same, but still end up on the I enjoyed it side, which is it's one of those fascinating things.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you go to a restaurant and you get the same meal, but it's just like a new cook, and so you're going to excuse them because eventually they're going to get the enchilada right, but this just wasn't it.
Not with my food. No excuses. I don't have any wiggle room. We have an email from Arunan, who's a long-time listener. Hey, y'all, it's been a while since I've seen it, and this is for Ambassador Danae, but I seem to remember the TNG episode Sarek, and Picard remembers that he first met Sarek at his son's wedding. So take heart, Danae. Spock will find someone. Sarek is Spock's dad. Within the next 100 years or so, Vulcans are patient. I would love some confirmation on that because I don't remember that line. But it sounds like Spock does get married off screen. We don't know about it. The books don't count. So that's really interesting. But does it give you some hope that he eventually ends up married as of the TNG episodes?
No, because it doesn't have to fucking be about love. I do want Spock to have a good story. I want him to have a good life. I love this character. I believe that he is likely the Vulcan version of happy because he's doing what he thinks is a very important thing to do, which is help to maneuver the difficulties of space and exploration and all the decisions that he has to make alongside Kirk. And then in the future, I mean, his influence is what makes the Federation the Federation. And I think that he will die a very fulfilled individual. Yeah. I didn't need him to be in love to be fulfilled, though. Like, I can't be upset with the episode for trying to give him a love and then be like, I hope he gets married and has children someday, because that's just not, it should not always be.
No, there are multiple forms of happiness and prosperity. And as a Spock, he should have lots of, as a Vulcan, he should know there are lots of ways to live long and prosper.
You did the work to get there, and I can respect that.
Ba-bum. Let's go. I just wanted to go through. So we had some lovely predictions from Wandering Winder, who as a heroic selection of you send in some detailed predictions and sins, and I appreciate it every single week. But one of Wandering's predictions made me chuckle. Was that it's just going to be a sports day, and it was going to be an Enterprise sports day, which I would have absolutely loved. Some kind of zero-G training for the new nurse and others, which, because La'an is trying to open up, she turns into some kind of team sports contest. Correct that La'an was fronting it, but not a sports day. Meanwhile, Spock, Scotty, and Pelia are looking into some new potential subspace phenomenon with the deflector to try and purify something, possibly neutrinos. Klingons show up suspicious of the phenomenon, and they come in firing. The damage to the navigation array also leaves the zero-G team stranded. Una has been flying the ship in the meantime pretty impressively, but then they bring in Ortegas to thread a needle. Bits of that were right. They did bring in Ortegas. Wow. But I love how specific all of those predictions were. That was such a Danae level of specificity.
I'm here for it.
Couple of hits in there.
What else do you want to cover?
If you have any others in the chat that you want to pull up.
Here's one from Sean who says, Jonathan Frakes rang up Larry
Nemeczek, yes.
And asked him for Gene Roddenberry reference material, not telling him what it was for. We now know it was for this episode.
That's fun.
And Larry confirmed it on his live stream.
Yeah, Larry Nemeczek is like a famous Star Trek historian. He is deep in the lore guts.
Well, so maybe that was how some of the tea was spilled about things that were happening behind the scenes back in the day.
Well, a lot of that is in a book called The 50-Year Story, and it's for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. There's a big oral history, which is an amalgamation of like emails and letters and telephone combinations that are put together to create an oral written history of Star Trek. So a lot of it is in there, but if you're Frakes, you haven't got time to read the entire fucking book. So you're going to go to one of the source people.
Wow.
And do it.
There you go.
And get it right. I think that's all that we have time for this week. We'll do one more. Because this is some praise, and I think you'll like this, Ambassador.
Okay.
An email from Dave saying that technically one of your predictions is correct. Then
I like this one already.
Right, I thought you would. One of your predictions was that there will be blue twinkly lights, and we kind of saw that in Wedding Bell Blues with the Q appearing.
Yes, that's it. That was it.
If you want to claim it, I suppose I'll let you have it.
Well, what's interesting is I don't go back and read my predictions. And so all I have is the memory of the impression of the visual that I was seeing, which is why the hair clamshell has to be it, because that's what I saw. And you can believe me. You don't have to believe me.
People,
it doesn't matter.
You don't give money to psychics.
It's between me and whatever being is watching me to make sure that I'm being honest. But I saw that. Thank you for reminding me.
I see a space Q coming down to attack you right now.
Don't lie. You're freaked out by my goo weirdness.
I've actually stopped being freaked out by it. It's just become normal.
Now it's become normal, and you can make fun of it again. I see.
Yeah, it's like one of the superpowers that Twix has that you hide. Yeah. Okay, well, with that, everybody, thank you for listening to our ramblings. I think it matches very well the rambling nature of the episode itself, if I'm going to try and explain how we jumped around. But yeah, find us in all of the unusual places as things are going to be slightly moving. Hang around until after the music, and we're going to record a bit of an explanation about where Captain's Pod is moving to, where you can get in touch with us, and also new ways that you can support the show as we enter an exciting next phase. Next phase. Phase 2.
Phasers fired.
Phase 2, because that's a Star Trek reference. Star Trek Phase 2.
Oh, I see.
Was going to be the second TV show.
Oh, that was clever. And then I added phaser. Sorry about that.
Until then, I forgot I had to wrap up. Until then, I'm Captain Ian, and I can't give them our brain cells. We need them for science reasons.
For many science
reasons.
That was mine too. Bye!
Live long and prosper. We had the same quote. That's amazing.
Of course. It was the only quote that you should remember from the entire episode.
Right? Completely agree.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Oh, boy. What a ting.
Yes. If you're still here, exponents, I will show you a Chotsky. You get to choose which side.
Oh, is that what that says?
I don't know if that's the right word or not.
Tchotchke?
It looks like Chakas.
Oh, what's a tchotchke?
But I don't know what that is. I don't know what a Chotskis is. What I thought that was. Like it's like a little collectible.
Oh, nice.
Right? That's what that means.
I don't think that's a word in England.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
It's like a little trinket. Yeah, exactly. A little Chotsky. Thank you, Link, for believing me.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
You should not.
Yeah, if you're still here and you want me to show you something, I just pick the white side of this brown one, and then I'll grab something from it. But yeah, we have a lot of work to do to get ready for the transition. So we're probably not going to spend a bunch of time because we have some links to put together. We have to record the little part of where we're going to be sending for emails and everything like that. So thanks for being in transition to us. Usually we want to have all those things kind of together, but since it's all happening kind of fast, we figure the more you guys know, the more you can help us with questions in Discord or anything that kind of comes through. So
yeah, absolutely.
White side. Okay. Okay, I'll show you this thing. So I don't have a lot of crystals or anything like that. Like I don't collect them. I don't put them into like the moon on the full moon. I don't charge them with energy or anything like that. I have a lot of people in my life that do those things, and I think it's cool. But I personally don't spend a lot of time thinking about what kind of energy things hold. So when I'm going to show you this crystal, I'm going to tell you why I like it. I found it. Or maybe I was given this one. I can't remember actually, but it's kind of a neat one because it's a double. It has 2 on it.
Oh, pretty.
I like to collect things that I just haven't seen before. And this is just one of them. And I've managed to kind of keep track of it for a long time. Sorry, it's so blurry. And also it's now behind my pale hand. Maybe I should do this. Okay, good.
You might have to get your face out of the camera completely.
Up, my face. I have another one that has like a little almost like a frozen bit of rainbow inside of it, but it's actually because the crystal has a tiny little crack in it, and so no matter which way you hold it, it has like a little rainbow. And I don't know where that one is, but that's on the side. It is giving dilithium crystal.
It really is. Like it really does look like one.
Link, I think we do plan in that little last section that Ian was doing to try to highlight emails, although admittedly, we're backlogged on emails because we never did an email episode. So I think the intention is for Ian to try to get through some of the emails in this new session. New section.
I have a nice little backlog. We did forget to mention this: cinema snobs, snarky bastards who make fun of movies and TV. Who would even want to watch them? It's sometimes weird when pop culture does this.
We don't even know if it's a true this though.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Jiminy Christmas! The dog just exploded. We just rolled over a Reese's paw. You right, buddy? Why is he looking for scraps of food?
I think he just
shot Can I eat that? Oh, buddy. That little yelp. Honestly. It's too much.
Good Lord.
I love it when he bonks his head on the mic. Oh.
Okay, carry on.
Cinema snobs. It's like Did you mean Cinema Sins? Is that what you were saying? Is that what you meant? Yeah, it's interesting. But linked to dogs, Flyboy, this made me oddly sad. My last dog figured out that knobs can open doors, but he could never get a good enough grip on one to open it. The knowledge is there, but the ability is not.
He's like, just grow a thumb.
Please. I will it.
We did do an animal story at the top of the episode, so as soon as we're done, you should be able to just start it off. And right at the beginning when we started, we had it wasn't at the beginning. It was kind of, I guess, maybe just before we actually got going into the show.
Yeah, kind of.
So look for the banner to pop up, and then rewind just a tiny bit, and you'll hear about Ian, an Ian story,
an Ian story with my posterior. I did forget this as well that I really loved. They did the opening credits for TOS, and it was our 84-month mission into space, and 84 months is 7 years, which is how much TNG, TOS, and DS9 got. So it wasn't a 5-year mission; it was a 7-year mission. Yeah, love that. Love that little nod. That was definitely a Frakes nod, if ever I've seen one.
Okay, well, I think we have some stuff waiting for us. We need to pop out.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys for being so supportive of the content that we create, both in the CinemaSins sphere and, of course, for the Captain's Pod. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to be watching for those links for new places to watch the show. We will tell you when those links are going to be updated and changed as soon as we know. It'll either be like another week or two normal, or it might just be an immediate. So watch Discord. And when in doubt, if you're missing out on something, just go over to my personal Twitch, because we for sure will be there. That's
100%.
Or we already are there. So that's twitch.tv/Danae says. For those that are watching on YouTube, I know it's going to feel a little bit like, so sorry. We will do our best to get everything into the description of this episode of Captain's Pod, so you'll have it in your RSS feed, so you'll know exactly where to go. Okay.
Woo!
Okay, yeah, we got to figure out what email we're doing and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I know. We'll use the Ian at Ian and Danae. Yeah,
I think he's made his mind up.
Yeah, I think that makes most sense. Love you guys.
Bye.
Peace. We actually have an end video this week that I'm going to